A troubled demo, highly controversial cast, more story changes compared to previous releases. Yakuza Kiwami 3 comes with a lot of baggage already. Time to take a closer look at the PS5 version. Welcome to the Does It Play offline review series, where we look at physical video game releases to see how well preserved they are. The Yakuza series skyrocketed in popularity over the recent years, especially in the West. For the longest time, the games only existed as a niche port that didn't have English voices in the Western releases. With the PS4 releases of the first two Kiwami games and the excellent Yakuza 0, a whole new audience got to discover the gripping stories of Kiryu Kazuma, Goro Majima, and all the other iconic characters. The brand new English dub for recent releases, with a cast including popular figures such as YouTuber and voice actor Yong-Ye, only increased the fanbase further. For a significant portion of today's fanbase, the PS4 releases are the benchmark of what a Yakuza game should be and for what is the story canon. This is one of the reasons why Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties made huge waves among fans of the series, and not in the good way. At its core, Yakuza Kiwami 3 is still a regular Yakuza game, as is the standalone edition Dark Ties, in which you play Yoshitaka Mine, the main antagonist of Yakuza 3. You brawl your way through a gripping story, upgrade your skills, engage in exploration, and spend way too much time on side activities. There is of course karaoke, fishing, baseball, bowling, a cooking game, and a lot more. The famous side stories are also part of the experience again, but as reported around launch, a lot of them have been cut compared to the PS4 release of Yakuza 3 Remastered. This was probably the price for adding an entire standalone expansion this time. Players who played the demo of Yakuza Kiwami 3 had a lot to complain about. Most notably, there were weird graphical issues. The color schemes seemed to be off and brightness levels caused issues with the shadowy parts of the cities. Thankfully, the final release seems to be improved in this regard. We still observed a few clipping issues and a number of very minor hiccups, like NPCs getting stuck here and there, but while noticeable, it doesn't hinder the experience too much. What could get in the way of progressing if you don't pay attention is an issue later in the game. In Chapter 9 and 10 of Yakuza Kiwami 3, you will reach a point where progress means you have to travel by car. If you load a save file right before these points, the time of day will be switched to nighttime, and the quest marker will disappear. You can still progress normally if you enter the respective car in front of the Millennium Tower in Chapter 9 and the taxi at Tenkaichi Street in Chapter 10 though. While the disc build itself is mostly fine, we also have to talk about the controversies. First, there is the cast. Teruyuki Kagawa, who plays the antagonist Go Hamasaki, has committed sexual assault in the past. So, many understandably took offense to casting someone like him for a role in a series that quite often states that abuse and mistreatment deserve to be punished. Lead character Kiryu lectures other characters about their misbehavior and their actions against women over the entire series. Kagawa was never prosecuted nor convicted, but admitted the misconduct himself and apologized through his agency at the time. While he lost several deals and basically vanished for a while, people are debating whether there is a case to be made for his redemption. A noticeable portion of the Yakuza fanbase strongly disagrees. RGG Studios defended his casting by saying that he was the perfect fit to bring a creepy character like Hamasaki to life. But was he really the only choice? Another role that saw a controversial cast was Rikiya, and with the new actor also came a remodeling. In Yakuza 3 Remastered, the character seemed like a perfect composition. Passionate but a bit simple. No flashy looks, no particular wit, but a huge heart. The perfect characterization of a small-town Yakuza family member. The new actor, as talented as he undoubtedly is, brings changes that don't fit the scenario anymore. We are getting strong J-pop pretty boy vibes from Rikiya now. One thing led to another here, and while you can understand how it came to this, the change sticks out like a sore thumb. In a time in which Yakuza 0 Director's Cut already made weird changes and got our guards up for more history-altering shenanigans from RGG Studios. Speaking of, the story changes. Spoiler alert now, so please skip ahead to our summary if you want to experience Yakuza Kiwami fresh. RGG Studios has explained that they want to kick off a new timeline. Kiwami 3 will be the last game of the series to get the Kiwami treatment. We discussed the first steps towards this in our new video for the Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, and it continues here. Mine got his own story because, contrary to the previous version of Yakuza 3, he survives in Kiwami. Tumbling down an entire skyscraper, but he survives. It is the boldest and most nonsensical way to do this. But not only that, in Kiwami 3 the surviving Mine also stops Hamazaki from stabbing Kiryu. Both characters instead wander off towards the Daidoji faction, it seems. Not only do these changes take a lot of emotional weight out of the ending, but it likely means that the controversial Kagawa is set for another role in the next Yakuza game. All of this once again leaves us with an interesting verdict for the release. In itself, Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties is a solid release. The number of issues we encountered is certainly increased over the solid games from the PS4 era, but overall the disc build doesn't leave a lot to be desired. From a preservation and historian perspective, however, this is an interesting pivot point in the series. Story continuity is completely broken now that the latest PS5 re-releases changed up so much. All the better that this is a good disc build, as the history of this series can now be studied firsthand for years to come. If you are interested in comparing the different versions of Yakuza 3, be sure to get the Remastered collection on PS4, as the digital version of Yakuza 3 Remastered is only available as part of the complete bundle of the first 7 Yakuza PS4 games now. The standalone digital release has been delisted for new buyers. And that concludes our analysis of Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Ties. Please tell YouTube that you like our content by liking, commenting and sharing. Otherwise our videos disappear like the common sense disappeared from the storytelling of the new Yakuza games. If you want to support us further, subscribe to the channel and check out our Patreon via the link in the description. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.